Do 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 5 hours in.
Hello everybody and welcome to 5 Hours In, where we play a video game for 5 hours and talk about it for 5 minutes. I'm Chase and I played some Chrono Trigger, specifically the DS version. So, Chrono Trigger is a game that everybody has told me is amazing, one of the best JRPGs, truly unique and special, and that's a very big image to live up to. There are a lot of games, particularly older ones, which have these incredibly huge reputations that feel hard to live up to and sometimes don't. And Chrono Trigger might be one of those games for me, but I was also craving a JRPG and wanted to try a game that my Gamer Symphony Orchestra has played a lot of music from, so I had some context for the music. And Chrono Trigger fit the bill. So I got Chrono Trigger, and when I started playing it, I started to see what people were talking about. First things first, the Akira Toriyama in this game is strong. And I like Dragon Ball Z, I'm not a super fan, but I generally enjoy it. So seeing designs reminiscent of that show is pretty cool. The music is very good, I can see why my orchestra has performed songs from this game over and over again. The game has a battle system based around the locations of your characters and the enemies, forcing you to strategize where and how you attack. Which I think is a really neat concept, and I can see the game forcing you to strategize a lot with it down the line. I'm a little afraid that it might get stale and boring later down the line, but for now it's doing okay. As for the story, so far it's tightly written and well executed, especially for a story so heavily centered around time travel. But other than a few specific moments, it's not exactly anything to write home about, at least not yet. The time travel angle is interesting, but strip that away and it's pretty standard plot. There's a bad dude named Lavos who destroys everything in the future, and we gotta use time travel to stop him. Frog, however briefly he may have been in my party, is still my favorite character so far, with a close second going to Robo, since one of my personal favorite character tropes is a robot struggling with the fact that they're a robot in one form or another, and the scene where his robot friends, in quotation marks, were beating the hell out of him was the only time in the game really pulled on my heartstrings, aside from Frog's departure. Also, there was a trial that forced me to look at the actions of my RPG character from an objective moral lens, which is a really neat idea, even if I think that one of the things they judge me on isn't exactly as black and white as the game wants it to be. I was trying to be a nice guy and pick up the necklace of the girl I knocked over so I could give it back to her, and I don't see how that makes me look like a terrible person. I ate the hell out of that guy's lunch though, I admit it. Also, apparently you're just supposed to wait for Luca to bust you out of jail and then go straight to the castle together, but I escaped myself before she got there and found her trying to break in to get me out at the end of the dungeon, which I thought was just a funny little gag, but apparently I looked it up later, and I apparently did the hard mode version of the dungeon by just soloing it with Chrono, so that was interesting to find out. I apparently just accidentally made it harder for myself. I have a few sorted nitpicks here and there. It kinda sucks that they give you Robo and then right after they give you magic abilities, which everybody but Robo can use, so I have to take him out of my party right away because the whole next area is based around using your new magic abilities. The bad guys are entertaining, but they're a little generic as of right now, and there isn't really a standout villain character yet, so I can't wait to meet that if they ever do actually show up. So, anyway, a lot of people have told me that this game is amazing, one of the best JRPGs. It has an incredibly hard reputation to live up to. And as of right now, I can see where they're coming from, but it hasn't exactly clicked for me in that way yet. I could see this game get exponentially deeper as I go on, and really grip me and make me love it, but I could also see it getting stale if it doesn't up the ante soon. Either way, I think it's a very good game, and I want to keep playing it to see where it goes, but it hasn't exactly blown me out of the water with how amazing it is. At least, not yet. It's a JRPG, so there's still time. I absolutely recommend it, but you may want to temper your expectations just slightly just to be on the safe side. This has been 5 Hours In. I've been Chase, and have a nice day.